Shalom, 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 shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kodash, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai. Calling Wahua Elohim, Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kodash. Of course, giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kodash, Yahweh being the true, almighty, powerful name of the Heavenly Father, Lord, and He calls God. Bashem is in the name, Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father. Hashem Kodesh, the name of the Spirit Holy. And of course, double honor to the apostles, the elder apostles, the great millstone, the other bishops, right? And peace and citation to election. Shalom to Israelite foreigners as well. So, and Shemiyah Mappa is a Mappa, Mayan Gawala Makanaf from the great millstone by James Camp. Located here in the city of Philadelphia. About I'm the mighty might coming on a wee lesson. So just in the spirit, just I was in Philadelphia, which I live in Philadelphia, but the times obviously have progressed to be progressively wicked, advanced, because obviously the wicked are ruling, okay? And they push out the spirit of rebellion, push out the spirit of being unlearned, which basically is being a beast. They push out to know to follow Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father, His only gotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, we being believers in His Word, we looked at as if we're like crazy, but of course, we in this place, we're amongst the wicked, but the Lord has a hedge about us and such, and we still endure, this light affliction, right? So I think I'm just gonna go in the spirit. Jake is finished out here, so what I'm gonna do is go to is that Zephaniah? I think that is Zechariah. Zechariah, because the Lord is coming back to bring forth judgment. All right. So all right, so this is Zechariah chapter 13 and 8. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die. All right, which that land here in Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, this is the place where 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be destroyed. That's in the scriptures. It reads, it says, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, which that of course is your remnant. Okay, your remainder, your rest. Okay, who the Lord is gathering up to that together, by His word, and we're seeing those, of course, of our own people, so-called Israelites, the Americans, which are Israelites. The Lord bring judgment upon them. Okay, because we're in a heavy time of judgment. Like all sorts of things are going on. Like, I was on the train here, the subway, and this one these two Jake. The one Jake, for example, I thought he was like kind of like traveling about something. He had a big bag, like a duffel bag, and I'm just like, okay. But then he started to like stupor. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this dude? And then he had another Jake, in a black jacket, come up and sit down, and he's sitting there talking about, these certain neighborhoods, in Philadelphia, they're littered with some high crime, like like they got this place they call it a Baltimore, and they got the other one as the underworld. Like, yo, you have to think about how wicked the place must be to have such names, all right, given to them prescribed by just I don't know who made up the names, but I mean obviously it's gonna be Jake, but nickname it the underworld and the bottom. Talking about how oh yeah, and these Jake know like the ins and outs of these little areas. Yeah, um, it's a little small area, but them guys are some gun toters. There's some killers and stuff. And Jake was the one Jake was just talking about how some of these younger Jake were just pretty much in gross wickedness, like getting like set as they say 6 bodies, on his record, and that could be just in the streets and such, and the different rappers. In Philly, you got scene too where they glorify shooting and killing and such, kind of like that Jiro scene. But you got a real grisly, gritty, um, you know, vibe, pushed out here and such. And being a mid guard is normal, and like Jake, they off, man. Let me get this out of preset real quick. In a moment. Now see why Jake need to get destroyed. All right. They need they need a remedy, for their disobedience. Like a damn near a mercy kill. All right. Um, mm, mm, I think it's Ecclesiastes. All right. Proverbs 12:26. Proverbs 12:26. Proverbs 12:26. It reads. It says, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them." And the ways of the wicked, they entice Jake, okay, to the point where they're going into destruction, okay? Like, um, like Esau Edom, his blessing was the sword, right? You read various places, Revelation the 6th chapter, y'all got a sword was given unto him, take peace from the earth. You read in Psalms how he's the Lord's sword. Um, and you have it that Jake, they've been seduced by that, to be a premeditated killer, okay? Planning and wickedness, death, plotting, preying on like that Biggie Smalls guy would say. They praying on my downfall, stuff of that nature and stuff, And like I said, Jake, if they don't see you falling, they'll try to pull you down, And like I said, Jake, they're some real heavy conspirators, meaning they get together, they have a breathing together, you know, um, for some wicked plots and stuff. Jake, they be scheming. I was hearing about, and you know, in this part of Philly. Now, Jake, we at the subway station and pretty much try to, you know, set up like different crews to set up the whomever to get the substance, rob them pretty much. And they are no hesitant. As they say, they have no chill to kill. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the way of the wicked. It seduces them. All right, all right. So when you go to seduce, is the ayah in Hebrew, which means to wander, to be intoxicated, to wander about physically. Okay, and that's what you got. You got to cause to err, mislead mentally and morally. All right, and Jake has followed these wicked ways and stuff. In other words, it's glorified to take another Israelite's life. In wickedness. He. You got. Hey man, Jake out here going crazy. Like there's even some things that you know would be in our kingdom righteous, but Jake just still out there and they can't have no they don't have any self discipline, so they'll go out and like I said, they literally make it rain. And they'll like I said, I heard this story. It was in the Northeast. How this one Israelite, he actually I think he had his a girlfriend or a wife. She saw pretty much being with him. I believe he had possibly seen her and a group of guys somewhere in passing, like around like this particular pizza shop in the Northeast, around this high school and such. Jake came out with some damn near assault rifles, some heavy artillery, and shot. It was sounding like Baghdad in there, and that's how deep and wicked Jake have went. Jake is going as a sword, back here. You know, so let me see something real quick. This is they try to do it to get street cred. This is the book of Proverbs 12:3. A man shall not be established by wickedness, like it, but the root of righteousness shall not be moved. That's right, because the righteous, the Tazadakim, all right, the righteous, all right, the elect, the first fruits, uh, the Bacarium, all right, which Bakawar, I believe, goes into being a firstborn or something, first fruit. I was reading that word because I know, Bachayar goes into the election, but you got another Hebrew word going to Bakar, Ba and a Ka and a Ra, or Bakawar, which goes into being a firstborn, right? And them firstborn, that's whom the Lord is going to have mercy on. Those are the Lord's remnant, but and they're firmly planted in the foundation of wisdom. Okay, it says it's Proverbs chapter 10:29. The way of the Lord is strength to the right upright. Right, so the actual way, the course of life, okay, the law, statutes, commandments, these are things that are a strength to the upright. They actually gird us with stability, all right, and knowledge and wisdom, okay, and that's what prevents us from being in these dead state, being as the dead Israelite without the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, without the breath, okay. They said Jake, they wandered out, the way of understanding, okay, and you know, the Lord's gonna destroy him. And Jake went way too deep. You know, Jake think that they right. Proverbs chapter 16:25. There's a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Right. That's why we trust not in our own heart. Okay. We gotta trust in the law, statutes, commandments, and instruction. In this instruction book being the Bible. All right. Under the proper counsel of the elder apostles, the bishops, and then of course the other sister Akim that preach the gospel of Yahweh Shai. All right. Uh, um, let me see if I can get the other precept. Um, this is the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and 29. A violent man entices his neighbor and leadeth him into a way that's not good, and Esau has done that. Okay, he enticed, he opened up Jake, seduced him, got him to err, okay, by different philosophies. You know, hey, don't worry, you know, you can go to jail, you know, and appeal things. All right. Take things into your own matters. Don't leave vengeance to the Lord. Those are all satanic tenets. All right. Of Esau Edom, which is the physical counterpart for the spiritual demon Satan. He pushes that. You know, Jake to just completely rebel. But he's enticing. All right, Jake. Okay. Again, a violent man, which Esau is, entices his neighbor and leadeth him into a way that's not good. And you see Jake in these cities, like, you know, Jake being homeless out there. Then they're on drugs. Then they get on drugs. The drugs promote what? Them obviously don't be sober minded, clear headed. Then what? Promotes them to, all right, I gotta get it wherever I live. You know, I have to rob and steal and kill. It don't matter about, you know, integrity and things of that nature. You know, and that's not the way. Okay, simple as that. That's not the way. Okay. Yep. So let me see something. Just one second. I think I might just call it a lesson from here, man. I want to go into. I could go into the dead bodies, but should lie in the city. You know, we ain't Babylon the Greek, but you know we gotta watch it. Okay. All right. This is the book of Second Thessalonians chapter. Or Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And now ye know that withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity which is Esau Edom doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he's taken out of the way. You know, it's only the Lord will take this man out of the way. You know. And then shall the wicked be revealed, the Edomites, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, the prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the Lord come in various angelic vehicles with the most of the or the host of the angels, okay, armies. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, right? He's after that energy of Satan, okay. Draws inspiration from the wickedness, from the spiritual demon Satan. He pushed that to you, Jake. Make it normal to be wicked. It says, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. Okay? And they say, this man was coming for you, Jake, that are ignorant. You know, just like he came for you, had you take different pharmaceuticals, you know, in a, of course, a complot, you know, to, you know, of course, say this is the remedy for the pestilence. Well, you have it that you just made technology, you know, which he gonna advance in the form of a C-hip, a Shabbat, all right, MOTB. Read Revelation 13 and you know, going down from 15 to 18. All right, the scripture talking about how He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand on his forehead. All right? And he is coming with that. And many Jake are just going to accept it. See, I seen a Jake. He was walking about. Like, the wickedness here in these cities and such are so heavy. I seen this Jake walking about with it. It was like a so-called toy assault rifle gun, like one of them, kind of like a Fisher Price. But hey, this man, they can point that to somebody's back, make some sound, some rattling or something, and rob somebody. And he was just walking on the train like a freak. This place is evil, man. So this Jake gotta get destroyed. Okay, it says, um, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. All right, you have Jake. They'll be deceived. Obviously, because the Lord chose not to understand this knowledge. Um, they'll go right, to Sha'awal, which is the grave. You know, not hell for burning for hell. Eternal eternity, which that's a mythical lie, falsehood, and a cunning device of fear. All right, but you know, um, yeah, Jake is gonna be destroyed out here. Okay, so yeah, man. It says because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Okay, and they, you have 2/3 they believe in wickedness. They receive the love of the truth, keeping of the commandments. Instead, they go the other way, some other way. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe the lie. And many Jake are going to believe the lie. And the MOTB, which is a form of an implantable, all right, which they want to place within your body. So they're going to make mandatory, which is something that's been going on as of, you know, um, it came out. And more so in these times, because that's the future of payments being what? Cashless and trackable, and the merging of, this man's technology with man and such. He want, of course, you to trust in him for the life and salvation. That's the delusion, right? And Jacob knows supposed to day that, okay? So it says, but we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification, holiness of the Spirit, and belief of the truth. So those that actually have this truth are predestined, as it tells you in the book of Ephesians, the first chapter. Okay? They're predestined, handpicked by the Lord before the foundation of the earth to receive his truth. Okay? Slakia. Um, it says, where he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of glory of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach. All right, therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the tradition which ye have been taught, whether by word or by epistle. All right, you hear the word, okay? It's jot it down. Of course, keep the things, continue the things without learning. Right? It says, now our Lord Yahushua Mashiach himself and the Most High, two separate two separate entities, even our Father, which hath loved us and hath given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, through what's the knowledge which is built up within us. He gave us an everlasting consolation. He got that prize, that solace in his truth, right? The comfort. Comfort your heart and establish you in every good work. All right? And these good works, they lead to life. All right? And I'm going to just lead off with this Proverbs, the 9th chapter. Let's see. Proverbs 9. The book of Proverbs, chapter 9. And this is verse 9. It says, give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. And that's what the Lord do. He edifies, he builds you up. Okay? With teachers that according to the Lord's mind. Right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, And the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied. All right, or by, that's one word for multiply. And the years of thy life shall be increased. Okay? So, hey, this is a good thing to follow the Lord. You're going to see more and more in this time. Following the Lord, and being wicked, it's only going to get you destroyed. Because we're in the time of judgment. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Shai, Bashem, Kodesh, double honors to the other apostles, and the elder bishops, great meal, some pieces, citation, elect. Shalom.